You're watching a clip from the Club podcast.
Make sure you follow it on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and give it a 5-star review.
So here you go. Here's a lovely clip from our podcast. We've got a little favor we need to ask for you guys. In the link of this podcast, whether you're listening to it or watching it on YouTube, there's going to be a link in the description for a survey. Now, we want you guys to go and complete this survey for us. It helps us out and it may help you out as well.
That's right. If you are kind enough to complete this survey, you may win the opportunity of a meet and greet with us and with Pitchside. How exciting is that? You could actually meet Buvey and Theo Baker in the same room at the same time. Not only will you win that, but you could also win a £100 voucher to spend at Classic Football Shirts.
£99, 99p voucher. You can get a classic Man City with Sean Goater on the back shirt. Beautiful. It helps us out massively. And it helps you out if you want to meet all of us at a meet and greet. It's a beautiful thing. And by the way, give it 5 stars on the podcast. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much. Newcastle. They've gone from waving their plastic bin bag, crying and lying about Man United fans at Wembley, to possibly putting themselves back in with a sniff of top 4.
I'm not sure about this. Do
you think we're going too early?
Yeah,
People
I
are
think
going
so.
too early.
They've got a good win against Forest. Long way to go. You know, I don't think it's as significant and as symbolic as people are making out. They had a good win, you know, late goals and that. It always feels good. Back to winning ways, and obviously they've given themselves a really good chance. But I don't think it's quite the formality that people think it is.
I think if they were looking at Liverpool's side that hadn't lost in the league in 4 or 5 weeks or whatever it is, and they were grinding, even draws, but the fact they lost to Bournemouth, we've just talked about Tottenham being terrible, 2 games in hand on Tottenham. I think Newcastle fans in their kind of back in the side kind of selves would say we can win those 2 games in hand, and suddenly they're back in the top 4. I think they're lucky that if Spurs look like they're exploding with how Conte's come out. The fact that Liverpool can go 7-0 against Man United, by the way, Adam, do you remember that 7-0? And then they lose 1-0 to Bournemouth.
Who do you think makes?
Imagine losing 8 to Middlesbrough.
Do you think that they actually make it? Do you think that Newcastle will be in the Champions League?
The wobble they had was really poor. I thought they were completely dead. I thought they'd come even 7th or 8th. I said 9th in a video. But the fact that Spurs are exploding the way they are, and Liverpool being so inconsistent, they've got a better chance than even a week ago.
So this is as the table stands. United have played 26, 50 points. Tottenham have played 28, 49 points. Newcastle have played 26, 47 points. So they've got 2 games in hand on Spurs, and they're 2 points behind them. Liverpool have played 26. They're on 42 points, 7 points behind Spurs with 2 games in hand. Brighton have played 25 games and are on 42.
Keep winning games.
They're 3 games in hand on Spurs, 7-point deficit. Most of those teams playing 26 though.
Newcastle, if Brighton do it.
Yeah, I worry for Brighton.
They could beat United, but one of their games is against us.
I think it's so tight. I think goal difference is a massive factor. We've seen it even with City, Chelsea, with the crouch header. You know, goal difference can come down to it a lot for a large part with these squads. I think Newcastle's goal difference, they can always keep a clean sheet. You can always keep a clean sheet. They can keep things minimal at the back. They got 20 plus goal difference. Spurs on 12. With Harry Kane scoring the amount of goals that he's scoring, it's shocking.
You know, the other day when Spurs were winning against Southampton before obviously they drew, they were ahead of United at that point. Although they'd played 2 more games than us, United had dropped to 4th and we were kind of just next to Newcastle, and we play Newcastle next. Obviously, as a fan, you fear the worst. So sometimes you go, oh, God, I didn't expect that to happen. What's going on? Could we be dragged back into it? As you're not neutrals, but as people that are fairly neutral in the top 4 race, do you think United are going to get dragged back into it?
Yeah, maybe dragged into it, but I don't think they'll struggle. Well, there could be some jeopardy around United finishing 3rd, but I don't think there's any jeopardy around United finishing 3rd or 4th.
Yeah.
I think maybe one team could catch you, maybe one team could elevate themselves over you, but I don't think it's really that significant because nobody cares 3rd, 4th. I don't think it matters. You don't care.
Yeah, 3rd or 4th.
Yeah,
same
4th.
thing.
3rd and 4th completely interchangeable. So I think there is some question marks around you finishing 3rd, but I don't think there's any question marks around you finishing 3rd or 4th.
I think the trouble that you have as well is, and when you look at United's fixtures, I kind of feel confident enough we'll do enough to stay 3rd anyway. But you'd normally be worried about that if, say, you were going for the title. You know what I mean? Because City and Arsenal and them boys, they very rarely drop points, but Spurs and Liverpool and Newcastle are dropping points every other week.
You only need to match. You only need to be as good as one of the most inconsistent Liverpool teams of the modern era. You only need to be as good as them. So every time they drop
points clear of them.
Exactly. And Yeah, I can't see a world where Manchester United don't qualify for the European Cup next season.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's Spurs or Liverpool for me.
Okay, so
Spurs or Liverpool.
United in.
United are in.
With
Yeah,
City
United are in.
So there's a fourth spot, whatever order, between Tottenham, Newcastle, Liverpool, Brighton.
Yeah. I've seen enough from Liverpool that they can score. They can outscore a side. I know the 7-0, the banter, all aside. To put 7 past someone in the Premier League is fantastic. Bournemouth was a very strange one. I don't know if they had the Champions League on their minds. Now the Champions League's over. They got a hammering from Real Madrid. That was shocking from them.
But they did lose.
Now they've got one thing to focus on, and that is the Premier League week in, week out. Eventually, this Liverpool side will click. They'll win 3 or 4 games in a row. Suddenly, there'll be 3 or 4 points clear of Newcastle.
Do you want to hear their next 3 games?
Yeah.
City away.
Yeah.
Chelsea away. Arsenal at home.
Well, he smashed Chelsea, so that's 3 points in the bag.
He's right. He's right. They also end your title hopes, so good luck. Yeah.
You know, when we keep going, City got a game in hand and they could beat Arsenal. I think what you just said is going to happen. That gap's going to go to 10 before it goes to 5. Do you get me?
Yeah.
No, I disagree.
You really?
Yeah.
But so who do you think gets 4th? Cards on the table.
Liverpool.
Yeah.
Even
Man
with the
United,
fixtures
Liverpool.
I've just literally just said to you.
Yeah, I do.
Tottenham's next 3, if you're interested. Everton away, Brighton at home, Bournemouth at home.
They'll probably pick up less points than Liverpool will.
No, they'll beat Bournemouth at home.
Their issue
They're in
Tottenham
disarray,
is
though.
the terrible
Tottenham
ties.
are in disarray. It's not really about
Their one after that is after those 3 games, they've got Newcastle away, United at home, Liverpool away. That's where...
They're all playing each other. It's a
That's what
massive
helps
moment.
United as well.
Realistically, I think it's only Liverpool or Newcastle. Because I think Tottenham aren't going to do it. Tottenham are going to capitulate, and Brighton are just.
Do you think Conte threw the towel in with that?
Yeah, I think he's gone. I think it's over. I think it's so over the Tottenham project. Like Tottenham couldn't. There's a chance Tottenham won't win a game between now and the end of the season.
Newcastle's fixtures are probably they play United next, then West Ham away, Brentford away, Villa away. Oh, that's actually a difficult run. Tottenham at home, Everton away, Southampton at home, Arsenal at home, Leeds away, Leicester at home, Chelsea away. They've got a very difficult run, actually.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be surprised if they go down.
Look, overall, I just think Liverpool will get there one way or the other. You remember when they did it? Do you remember when they did it a couple of years ago? Do you remember when the keeper scored at the Hawthorns and all that? I just think it will be another moment.
Feeling
like
for Spurs. I still think Spurs do it,
No,
even
really?
with Conte pulling his
Mate,
wig
it's
off.
gone. It's gone, Tottenham. No.
Those games in hand, though, that they've given everyone out.
Have we made those final predictions then? Who comes 4th? I've gone Liverpool.
I think it goes Manchester United and Liverpool are the 2 extra teams into the European Cup.
And then Man United, Spurs for you, Adam.
I'm going Spurs.
And then just out of interest, because it's interesting, 5th. Is it Newcastle?
I go Spurs, Newcastle, Liverpool.
I go.
Okay.
I think it will go Newcastle 5th, Brighton 6th. I have no idea where Tottenham will finish, but I think they are done.
Interesting.
I really think they are done.
I kind of agree.
Buvey, now consult
We're
your
moving
running
on.
order.
We're moving
consult
on,
your
lads.
running order, and now we can move.
This is going to be a long one, I feel, with the second one in particular.